Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. Today is Monday. It is February the 28th, National Chocolate Souffle Day. It's a good way to have a souffle. Chocolate souffle.
I've never had a chocolate souffle.
We should have chocolate souffle today. National Floral Design Day today. National Public Sleeping Day today. So it's a good day to fall asleep in public. It's actually probably a bad idea to fall asleep in public.
Is it?
Yeah, probably. National, you never let me fall asleep. No, I fell asleep once in a booth at a fast food place, and you were so embarrassed. I'll just move on. Yeah, she was not happy with me. She's like, "Are you kidding me? I come back to the table and you're sleeping?" I'm like, "Oh, I was kind of tired." National Tooth Fairy Day and Rare Disease Day USA today. And it's also a Monday, which means it's a movie star Monday. My guest is Thomas Ian Nichols from The Rookie, from American Pie, and from a show I love, a movie I love, called Walt Before Mickey. He was Walt Disney in that.
That was a great movie.
I'm excited to chat with him. It's coming up.
At bettercreditcards.com, our mission is to help you get a better credit card. Why pay more interest than you need to? We have cards with amazing points and perks. If you're not a point person and just want the lowest interest rate, you can find those too at bettercreditcards.com. You can also find credit cards designed to help you build your credit. BetterCreditCards.com wants to help you get a better credit card. Give yourself a little credit at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Large vocabulary might make you feel and maybe even seem very intelligent, but according to a new survey, using too many big words can be a turnoff. 3 in 5 people actually use big words to sound smarter, even if they don't even know what they mean. According to a poll, 1,900 people they talked to, 56% said they assume that somebody with a complex vocabulary is quite smart. 4 in 5, 78%, agree that using big words makes them seem smart, even if they're not. Which words make you seem the smartest? Survey found articulate, accolade, brevity, anomaly, and adulation all rank as terms that make your IQ seem higher.
I see.
One caveat, by the way, 43% of respondents assume that people who use overly complex language are just trying to sound smart, and they wind up looking pretentious. By the way, caveat finished 11th on the list of words. Did I sound smart saying it, Heidi?
Not really, no.
All right, I tried. That is surveys and studies.
They seem like they are only trying to sound smart, especially if they are using those words improperly.
Oh, yeah.
Which I have heard done.
Oh, I have too. Then you don't
multiple
sound very goodly at all when you do that.
Yeah, exactly. Don't
All
sound
right.
goodly.
No. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
It's Bernie Carrick, former New York City Police Commissioner. If you own a gun, you need to check out StopBoxUSA.com, the safest solution to keep a firearm in your home and get instant, reliable access to that gun. It's an awesome weapon retention product, especially if you have little kids at home or frequent visitors. Get access to your gun in under a second. StopBox is the safest solution to keep a firearm in your home.
Use discount code RADIO to save 10% at StopBoxUSA.com.
You need to check out StopBoxUSA.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by RadioTravelGroup.com. Heidi, did you know humans are slowly losing their sense of smell? According to a study, the olfactory receptors that detect airborne chemicals and waft into our nose air, smell receptors vary immensely from one person to the next. The result of a new study, 1,000 people, the Shanghai Institute of Nutrition and Health, they support a long-standing hypothesis that the human sense of smell may have degraded over time due to changes in our genes that encode our smell receptors. So there's a lot of big $5 words we just threw around right there. What they're saying is we don't smell as well as we used to smell.
Right.
Not how we smell, but how we take in scent.
Right.
So,
I get it.
All right.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure.
It's interesting.
I confused myself in the midst of that. All right. If you want to read the details, I have it in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. When Channing Tatum hits the dance floor for Magic Mike's Last Dance, Matthew McConaughey might be joining him. He's working on the third Magic Mike movie, and he's teasing a return of McConaughey. The first Oscar-winning star played Dallas a mentor for Tatum's Mike Lane in the first Magic Mike, but he missed the sequel, Magic Mike XXL. So they're going, oh, he might be back. So might is the key word here, by the way. We don't.
So have you seen those movies?
Not a single one of them.
Okay, I saw one of them,
Was it
and
good?
I was like, I just don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
you a
must
fan
be
of
good
Gumby?
enough to make 3.
Do you like Gumby? Fox Entertainment announced that they acquired all rights to Gumby, Pokey, and all of their friends from the estate of the creator, Joseph Clokey, whose father Art created the iconic claymation character in 1953. So it was his dad that created it. Acquisition has the full library of all the animated shows and specials and movies and content. It's currently on Fox-owned Tubi. The Gumby Show aired from 58 to 68. Gumby Adventures launched in 1988. Gumby the Movie hit theaters in 1995. They say they have plans for reimagining this beloved franchise for broadcast, streaming, and beyond. All right, interesting stuff. Big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
The Vegas Travel Center is offering 3 days and 2 nights accommodations to Vegas. They'll completely waive the package price. Plus, you get tickets to your choice of activities as well as meals. Jump on this now. Obviously, a deal like this isn't going to last. When they're gone, they're gone. So don't miss out. Just call 605-210-5220 and they'll get you set up for a great getaway. Call now for this special radio offer. 605-210-5220. That's 605-210-5220.
Now your scoop of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. A recent Reddit thread says, what do you really want to buy, but you're not sure if it's worth the money? Here's some responses. An air fryer, somebody said. Everybody says they're so great, I'd hate to buy one and only use it once or twice. We had one, and we got rid of it, didn't we?
No, we still have our air
Do we
fryer.
still have it? I haven't seen it in a while. What was the thing we got rid of?
We got rid of the Instapot.
That was the thing. I knew we had
that
something.
I never used.
Next, a weighted blanket. They say mine was a waste of money. I'm a side sleeper, and it gives me hip pain. Another one, tattoo removal. Should I get it removed or just cover it up? Another, a house. I'm single. It's a terrible market. Everybody's talking about buy a house, but I'm looking at all the expenses. Next, business class flights. I like the idea, but I just can't justify the cost. Another thing on the list of things that I want to buy, but I just don't want to buy, a robot vacuum. Okay, and then the next one, an Apple Watch. And the last one on the list is a college degree. Often experience is more valuable than college degree, they say, but you can't always get the experience without the degree. It's kind of a vicious cycle.
Agreed.
I agree with that. And our final thing on the list for Scoop of the Day, this year Apple will launch a record-breaking number of new products, and now the company has accidentally revealed the first of them. According to 91 Mobiles, Apple has filed official model numbers for 2 new iPads and 3 versions of a new budget iPhone. They inadvertently leaked their prices. According to import data filed by Apple, so this is like where you're going to import it, whatever. 3 budget phones would be listed at about $300 in the U.S. The iPads would be between $500 and $700, and the new iPads, another one would be like $300. So
Okay.
Interesting. So there you go. I haven't bought any of those things, but I know there's some folks that are big fans, so that's probably exciting news. It's your Scoop of the Day. Comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com.
Aloha! Are you ready to enjoy a little slice of paradise? GMDvacations.com is a family-owned, professionally managed vacation rental in sunny Kauai, Hawaii. Your family will absolutely love the area, and the vacation rental has room for up to 6 guests. Why stay in hotel rooms when you can have your own area at a vacation rental from GMDvacations.com? Visit Hawaii with us and make your trip to this tropical paradise one to remember. On Facebook and Instagram, online at GMDvacations.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Movie Star Monday. Our guest today, Thomas Ian Nichols. He was in a movie called The Rookie of the Year. He's been in all the American Pie movies. Also in a movie I love. It's called Walt Before Mickey, and he got to be Walt Disney in that movie. Nowadays, you might find him playing music. Like recently, he opened for the band Bowling for Soup in his band, the Thomas Nichols Band. We've got him on the line right now, and I first remember you from a movie called Rookie of the Year. You were just a kid. Was that your first movie?
I mean, that was my first big film, was Rookie of the Year, for sure. Major feature, studio film. Rookie of the Year was sort of the first big success as the lead actor in a studio feature.
And then all of the American Pie movies. And I'll bet you guys had a bunch of fun filming those.
I'm so thankful for the success of all those films. Talking about Bowling for Soup, I was always surprised that they didn't have a song on the soundtrack of those films because they fit right in line with that. So I just did a fun cover of Bowling for Soup's 1985, but I did it as 1999 with some new lyrics about all the American Pie characters. So people might have fun checking that out.
That does sound like a ton of fun. I'll throw a link to that video in our show notes to help people find it. Now, one of my favorite movies that you've been in is a thing called Walt Before Mickey. And sadly, it wasn't a huge movie, but it's a great movie. And you got to play Walt Disney. What was that like being Walt Disney?
That was an amazing opportunity, quite the honor to portray such an accomplished man. I had the entirety of 5 days to prepare for the role once I was offered the part. So much time, but not just the same. I put my heart and soul into it, and we did the best that we could for a small indie movie. It wasn't made by the Disney company, but it was about Walt Disney's early life and career from the age of 17 to 37 before he created Mickey Mouse and all of his struggles, challenges, failures, bankruptcy, living on the street, and everything.
Walt Before Mickey is one of my favorite movies because it shows the struggle that Walt Disney had before Mickey came along, and I'm still surprised that movie wasn't from Disney.
You know, you would think, but most of the time we focus so much on everyone's success, and the one thing that we kind of forget about while judging ourselves by other people's yardsticks is that means that person has failed more times. So if you're ever looking at anyone and thinking, wow, they are so lucky, they're so successful, they are. Also, it's good and healthy to really be made aware of all their failures. And that movie was really eye-opening to me. When you think of Walt Disney, you think of like this world-renowned, company and all the entertainment and joy that they've brought us, and of course Disneyland and Mickey Mouse. But yeah, it's really a healthy dose of just reality and in an inspirational way. The only difference between succeeding and failing is that you just keep going at it again. You know what I mean? Like you fail more times than you succeed and you get to the next opportunity. And I don't know, it's just good to look at things as a whole, I
agree completely. Now, I think it's awesome that you've got this amazing music career that's taken off, but are you still doing movies as well?
Yeah, it's a crazy time. So my last film, which was released by Lionsgate actually a year ago in theaters, is called Adverse. I produced it. I star in it with Mickey Rourke, Lou Diamond Phillips, Sean Astin, Penelope Ann Miller. It's a very different role for me, a crime drama. And I'm gearing up to do another dramatic film. I can't talk about who we've got offers out to right now, but I'm talking with their people. And he's also a friend, so I'm texting with him as well. And so hopefully he's available and says yes. That'll be a fun one. So I can't really say too much about it. And then I'm also helping foster my son's career. My son is 10, and he started acting when he was about 6. And he had a big break last year. He was in the newest M. Night film, Old, that came out in theaters last summer. And he's actually also in Adverse. Last year, he had a good year. He was in Lionsgate's Adverse, my film, and M. Night's movie Old that was released by Universal. He had 2 films in theaters last year.
Well, that is awesome. So your kiddo is following in your footsteps. That's very, very cool. Now, if people listening would like to find you online, I know you travel all over with music. If they'd like to find you so they can follow you, where do they find all that?
Well, considering that I grew up as a 90s actor with 3 first names and my name is way too long for social media, my handle for everything online is Tin Band, TINBAND, Tin Band, so sort of my initials. And that's for, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and also the website, tinband.com. And so if you go to any one of those places, you can find links to my tour dates on bands in town, and I'll post about, everything that I'm doing this year. I'm going to be traveling around a lot, getting to meet people that have enjoyed my work.
I'll make it super simple to find him. I'm going to throw a link to all of that in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
At bettercreditcards.com, our mission is to help you get a better credit card. Why pay more interest than you need to? We have cards with amazing points and perks. If you're not a point person and just want the lowest interest rate, you can find those too at bettercreditcards.com. You can also find credit cards designed to help you build your credit. BetterCreditCards.com wants to help you get a better credit card. Give yourself a little credit at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
8 out of 10 music genres studied, love is the most commonly used word. The only 2 genres that's not the case, rap and heavy metal. Every other genre, love is the most common word. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
It would take 33 million people holding hands to span the earth at the equator. It's a lot of people.
Okay.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Amazon.com was originally going to be called, and actually was called, Cadabra or Cadabra, Cadabra, Cadabra. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Oh, wait, before we do you think they'd be as popular if that's what they were called?
Probably.
Do you think so?
Oh, yeah. I think they'd be just as popular.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Rabbits can see behind themselves without moving their head. Wow. It's because their eyes are on the side of their head like that.
Oh, yeah.
And our final fun fact for you,
What's
Heidi.
that, John?
Hot dogs take more than 20 years to break down in landfills.
Oh, that's concerning.
That's a
isn't
little
it?
tiny bit. Yeah, I love hot dogs. I didn't want to hear that.
Wow.
All right. Thanks for listening to a bunch of fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
It's Bernie Carrick, former New York City Police Commissioner. If you own a gun, you need to check out StopBoxUSA.com, the safest solution to keep a firearm in your home and get instant, reliable access to that gun. It's an awesome weapon retention product, especially if you have little kids at home or frequent visitors. Get access to your gun in under a second. StopBox is the safest solution to keep a firearm in your home.
Use discount code RADIO to save 10% at StopBoxUSA.com.
You need to check out StopBoxUSA.com.
Now, RadioTravelGroup.com presents a news headline from somewhere in this world. Dateline, Saudi Arabia. The world's fastest roller coaster will take thrill riders for a 3-minute ride around a massive track while achieving unprecedented speeds of 155 miles an hour. Falcon's Flight amusement ride under development at the Six Flags in Qiddiya in the Middle East, set to open in Saudi Arabia next year. The roller coaster is planned to have a 2.5-mile-long track that takes riders around curves and loops and vertical cliffs, a 525-foot deep valley. The Six Flags will be home to 28 attractions, but Falcon's Flight will be the centerpiece of the park.
Well, isn't that exciting?
That is very exciting. You think you would want to go on that roller coaster?
Probably. I like roller coasters.
Do you really think so?
I like roller coasters.
All right. Well, we'll have to check it out. That is a news headline from somewhere in this world.
The Vegas Travel Center is offering 3 days and 2 nights accommodations to Vegas. They'll completely waive the package price. Plus, you get tickets to your choice of activities as well as meals. Jump on this now. Obviously, a deal like this isn't going to last. When they're gone, they're gone. So don't miss out. Just call 605-210-5220 and they'll get you set up for a great getaway. Call now for this special radio offer. 605-210-5220. That's 605-210-5220.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A Hawaiian couple received a whopping $18,000 electric bill after their electric company claimed they were responsible for paying for their neighborhood streetlights.
What?
Yeah, the letter came from the Hawaiian Electric Company saying that they were the legal owners of the street
What?
and therefore responsible for an outstanding balance of almost $18,000. They say there's several years of unpaid invoices. The couple said this is the first time they've heard that they own the lights. They reached out to the realtor who looked into the matter. Spokesperson for the company says it does not expect the couple to pay the balance, but they're working with the city to track down whoever should be responsible for paying the bill. So
I would assume if they own the whole street, that would be worth quite a bit more than that balance. I would take ownership of that.
sure,
in a
we own the whole
big hurry.
street. There you go. You guys want to drive on here? There's a toll now.
Exactly.
All right, that's some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. People are sending me stuff now like this. Words that Gen Xers made popular. You, me, we are Gen Xers.
Okay.
People born between 1965 and 1980. Often depicted as relaxed, cynical, and music-loving at their cultural peak in the 1980s and 90s. And you can kind of tell with these things. These are Gen X terms. Chill pill. Remember hearing that?
I remember that. Take a chill pill.
How about gnarly? Remember hearing gnarly?
Oh, yeah.
Headbanger. That's another one.
Yep.
A yuppie.
Oh, yeah.
Diss. To insult somebody, to diss them. Trippin'. You trippin'? Rock. Of course, the word goes way back
This
for the
rocks.
80s.
You rock.
But you would say, yeah, you rock. This
Yeah.
rocks. You absolutely are awesome. To the max. Remember that?
Totally to the max.
And my final one on the list was my favorite. Dude. In the 80s, dude became a term addressed like, hey, dude. And that's awesome, dude. And I still, once in a while,
They missed gag me with a spoon.
I'm sure they didn't mean to. All right. That is your list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
Aloha! Are you ready to enjoy a little slice of paradise? GMDVacations.com is a family-owned, professionally managed vacation rental in sunny Kauai, Hawaii. Your family will absolutely love the area, and the vacation rental has room for up to 6 guests. Why stay in hotel rooms when you can have your own area at a vacation rental from GMDVacations.com? Visit Hawaii with us and make your trip to this tropical paradise one to remember. On Facebook and Instagram, online at GMDVacations.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. This quote is from a TV program on Amazon. It's called The Marvelous Ms. Maisel. And Midge Maisel from the show, Rachel Brosnahan, is the actress. But this is her quote. It says, "That's why New York is so great, though. Everyone you care about can despise you, and you can still find a bagel so good nothing else matters. Who needs love when you've got locks? They both stink, but only one tastes good."
Wow.
Have you seen that show at all?
No.
I did an interview with a young man from that program, so I went on to watch it. I watched like 2 episodes of it, and it's really tough for me to watch something when Heidi doesn't want to watch it, because then when I'm watching it by myself, I'm like, well, this is not fun. So I got to I got to kind of trick you into watching stuff with me. So I don't know. Maybe we'll give it another shot. It was funny. It seems like a pretty neat show. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of radiotravelgroup.com. This story is from last week. As a matter of fact, 1 week ago today, it was Valentine's. Was that 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago today.
Yeah, time has been flying.
Holy cow. I'm looking at my calendar here. It's the 28th. I was thinking it was
crazy.
Anyway, this woman delivers flowers every Valentine's Day. And I know this is now 2 weeks ago, but it was such a cool story. I wanted to share it. North Carolina woman celebrating love on Valentine's Day by delivering hundreds of flower arrangements to widows. Isn't that sweet? 39-year-old Ashley Manning is a florist in Charlotte, North Carolina. Last year, she started this Valentine's Day widow outreach by asking followers on Instagram, hey, send me names and addresses of widows so I can bring them flower arrangements. She ended up delivering 121 arrangements last year. Her goal, by the way, was 25.
Wow.
This year, the project has grown immensely. 150 volunteers. They delivered over 400 arrangements.
Holy cow.
Isn't that just amazing? So, but I tell you what, this is just one of those cool things where the people who received these thought it was wonderful. The people who volunteered to help thought it was wonderful. I mean, everybody involved.
Yeah, it makes everybody so happy. What a beautiful project.
And it just chokes me up. I'm not even going to read the details on this because as I'm reading them, I get choked up. It's just really, really nice. And it's talking about people that are 10 years old that got to help and people that are 8 years old that went with to help. I think it's really, really cool that moms and dads got their kids involved in helping out as well.
Yeah, that's pretty
So
great.
it's just a really neat thing. And again, the headline, Woman Delivers Flowers to Widows Every Valentine's Day. She started it last year. She continued it again this year. And I know that was a couple of weeks ago, but I had the story here and I wanted to read it because the further we get from Valentine's Day, the weirder it would be to read that. But I think it's really, really cool. So kudos to you for doing that. And thank you for listening to us as we talk about it. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday.